Good afternoon, McLean. We are going to try this new video way of doing faculty meetings so that we still have housekeeping to do. We don't have to all go to the cafeteria. You can watch the video from your home, your office, your phone, so that we could try to be as appropriate to your time and use your time as best we can. So the housekeeping things I have to go over is first I want to start with some shout outs. I've been in so many classrooms these last couple weeks and it's been amazing. Objectives are on the board, kids are engaged in lessons, the bell works on there. Some of you start the timer, that tardy bell hits and you're starting the timer. It's making a huge change in our kids. It's doing great, I'm excited. The other thing is we've adjusted how we release for student safety. And every day I see you guys coming out there and helping us escort those kids to what we're now calling the Yellow Submarine. So I'm grateful for that. I appreciate all the things that you're doing. I hope you realize that we are excited to be here. We have a new administrative team as well. Mr. Washington and Ms. Garcia. Haven't really had a great chance to introduce them to you. So we are going to go to next week possibly having some town hall meetings so that you and the students will have an opportunity to have conversation with them. We can clear out what our expectations are, because obviously procedures and things need to be rediscussed and re-talked through so that everybody has a clear understanding of expectations. The next thing that I want to talk about is our MTSS, or response to intervention. They're kind of intertwined as far as acronyms go. We really need our teacher support. We sat down yesterday after school we were here till about 5:15, just like some of you guys, talking about over 80 students. Where guidance has had interactions, social workers, school psychologists, administrators, Ms. Richardson, a student intervention specialist, and we still have some students that we have to touch. We're not talking to them, we're not in that intervention process. So with that in mind, I wanted to give you an opportunity of something that we're going to start doing inside guidance as well as administration, and we're calling it a Viking tracker. So I'm going to send it to you online, but it's very simple for you to fill out. But the key to this whole Viking tracker is, one, it's an intervention. The second thing is you have to have parent support. And with that, we know that we have difficulty getting our parents involved, but I think sometimes we use it as an excuse. Some parents don't feel like they're welcomed on our campus. And I think that's where we have to go out and reach out. And I said in an email earlier, pick up the phone and call some parents and invite them in. We've done a good job of shutting them out for a very long time, and it's time that we pick up the phone and call them and ask them to come in and be a part of this. Administratively, we've gone through and reached out to some students that we want to work on this, and parents are excited to try. Does that mean it's a perfect solution? No, it's not going to be a perfect solution, but again, it's an intervention. It's a way for us to try to work with our students. So I'm going to put this online for you. But the other thing that we're going to need is there's going to be about 15 students that we discussed yesterday that we only have interactions with them through referrals. We really don't have conversation from teachers in reference to how our students doing. So we're trying to improve our MTSS and RTI process. And when we put these students up for conversation, we're going to need some teachers to come through and have conversation. The other thing is when we talk about conversation with our students, it's not to bash the students. We know they're not performing. That's how they get here, whether it's behaviorally or they're academically not prepared for the content that we're delivering. But it can't just be about bashing them. We have to look for solutions, and that's where we have to begin to change our mindset. So as we look through and put some meetings on the calendar in reference to MTSS and RTI, we will need your support in that process, because in order for us to help our students be placed differently academically, whether it's at McLane, within McLane, at different schools other than McLane, if we don't go through and show the amount of interventions that we're having, then we're not going to be able to help serve our students. And at the end of the day, it's about our kids. And it's about what's going to help them be successful, whether it's here or not here. And I think sometimes we're just getting too busy pushing students away and say they don't belong here at McLane. And in the meantime, we're losing some of our good students. So we have to change our conversation. As frustrating as it gets, I know it's February. I know we're getting ready for a huge testing season. But at the same time, we have to be very mindful of how we're talking to our students and how we're working with our students. And we just can't give up. Remember, we never signed into this job for the paycheck. And sometimes we lose sight of that. So I just want to make sure that we keep that focus and push hard with our students. And again, I see amazing things in the classroom. I see some of you guys going bell to bell, day in and day out. And trust me, those kids are in your class. And they're on task and ready to go. One of the last things I just want to close with is I'm going to be putting out another Survey Monkey in reference to end of the year. there's been some conversation about how we might change our end of the year banquet, because on that Friday, some of the scales are coming out so late with exams that people aren't getting an opportunity to enjoy the end of the year festivities, so that we might move it up to maybe Monday's early release and have an opportunity to have appetizers and hors d'oeuvres. So I'm going to be putting something out on SurveyMonkey so that we can kind of see what you guys want. So I'm going to do that with Miss Glow and Sunshine. If you have questions in reference to concerns or things that are going on, please feel free to email us, and we'll see how this faculty meeting goes. Thanks, and have a great day.